So today, we all know we have Mahashivaratri. So on this day, it will be appropriate to discuss Shiva a little bit. There is no person like Shiva. The statue of Shiva or Shivling of Shiva is not Shiva. Shivatva is Shiva. And Shivatva is an entity, a tattva that is imperishable, the one that exists all the time. It's Sanatan, because it's beyond the dance of life that we know, birth, growth, decay, and death. So that's why the statue of Shiva is always located in the smashan, that even to give you the guarantee, give you the hope that even after the death, he will be always there to welcome you. But that's a death of the body. How about the death of the mind? What happens to the mind? Mind always stays active. When the body dies and the mind is active, you need another birth. Your chance of meeting Shiva is gone. Your chance of meeting Shiva is when you are alive. And while you are alive, if you learn how to go through the death of the mind, which is the Mahamrityu, that's when you find the Shivatva within you. Shivatva is steadiness. As they say, there is no DHYANI SHIVSA. There is no dhyani, no meditator like Shiv himself. Well, I mean, we'll use it for practical purpose, himself, herself. But Shivatva is neutral. It's a mixture of Parvati and Shiva. It's the Shivatva, male and female tendency. Again, it's the neutrality. To stay in the center, in a sthit prajna state is the Shivatva, and which is very difficult to achieve. And why is it so difficult to achieve? When we close our eyes, we get so many thoughts. What comes between us and the Shivatva, which is hidden within us, which is beyond the mind, but we cannot go beyond the mind. Why is that? The ego. Ego is our identifications. All the things that we identify ourselves with, we think that we have something to do with it. And that's why we feel so good about it, that we achieve this, we achieve that, we achieve this, and we achieve that, and we feel good about it. We keep thinking about making more and more plans to achieve more and more. And the failures also upsets us because we lost this and we lost that and all that. So there is a simple technique. Saying it's simple, maybe not difficult, not that simple, but it is simple, that whatever your achievements are, attribute to Shivatva. Imagine if I'm a doctor, if I say I became a doctor, what would I do without my parents? What would I have done without my parents? What would I have done without my teachers? What about the books that I read? What about the colleagues that I hang out with, who all inspired me to go in the right direction? And what about not even talk about the sun and the moon and the oxygen and the food that was grown by the farmer? So making of a doctor is a composite work. Just like a tree grows not just by itself up in the air. It needs the soil, it needs the nourishment. So all this, so whatever your achievements are, offer it to him. Bow it down and thank. In grace, bring it down to the consciousness. Consciousness is Shivatva. So it was Shiva's doing that got you to all these places. And there are sufferings, there are failures. Who doesn't have sufferings? Who does not have failures? So failures, take the blame to ourselves, yes, but don't take it too negative, because your failures were only because of your ignorance of not knowing Shiva. And that's what we are here. We want to know the Shivatva so that we can bring it down ourselves in his feet, so that we submit everything to him. So whenever you have a success, your ego inflates. And when you have a failure, your ego deflates, but ego never disappears. Just like a calm ocean, whether it throws a very big, beautiful wave, it is still a disturbance in the ocean. And when there is no, the waves are not necessarily looking that big and they are not pretty or whatever, the ocean doesn't get disturbed. If ocean remains ocean, there are no waves at all. So whenever we win, we lose the balance. When we lose the balance only because we keep our ego in the center. And that ego has to be transcended. So when we close our eyes and when all the thoughts come in, just offer it to the consciousness. Let it go. And then you will start getting more deep into the Shivatva state. Okay, so we close our eyes in meditative posture. Take a deep breath 3 times. Calm down, stay in peace and resting in comfort. There is calmness all around you. There is silence all around you. Let this silence pour into you. Silence is real. Silence is always there. Words come and go. Silence never disappears. Clouds come and go. The sky never disappears. Stay connected with the silence. You have the body that was made with so many elements assembled together, not by you, by the consciousness. Some higher power assembled it all together. That gives you your identification, but it keeps on changing every minute, every second. Your mental thoughts all came from outside, and that's fine. Body was never yours. It will never be yours. At some point, it will be taken away. So see the unsteadiness in the body. Your thoughts change all the time. Every second, every minute, your mind is racing towards what? Towards what you think you have achieved. And the whole consciousness made it happen for you. And it still keeps on doing it. If you think this body is yours, stop breathing. You can't. Stop your heartbeats. You can't. It is still operating you. And at proper time, when it thinks is right, it will disassemble this body. So our task is to disassemble the mind. What is never ours? Why are we saying it is ours? It's not. Your achievements are not your achievements. It's a composite effort of the consciousness. Every single dollar bill in your pocket came from somewhere else. Nothing is yours. So keep your ego down. Those achievements are not your achievements. It's just happened because consciousness chose you to have that. And your sufferings, somebody said something, somebody did something. It's not your fault. You are suffering because you have not connected with Shivatva. Shivatva is within you. Shivatva is ready to take you anytime. But we get caught up in negativities. We blame ourselves for our failures. The only mistake that we did was we did not connect with Shivatva. So forgive yourself, pardon yourself, and let your thoughts rest. Just be a witness. Thoughts can come, thoughts can go. You have no control. Just like the body, same way the mind. And you don't want to control. Who is there to control? There is nothing like you. So rest comfortably. Be in peace. Make friends with silence. Silence is the consciousness. Silence that is also aware. This awareness is the consciousness. Consciousness is a totally transparent mirror. All your thoughts, your body, everyone else's, people, objects, situations, everything gets reflected onto the consciousness. It is its job to make you aware of the world, but not to take it away with you, not to own it, not to possess it. Is there any mirror who has ever possessed its reflections? No. Reflections come, reflections go, and it's fine. Somebody standing at a 2-foot distance, their reflection will go down within the mirror looking like 2 feet. Somebody 5 feet, 10 feet, 1 mile, whatever. But keep going within, inside this mirror called consciousness. Go beyond all the reflections where there is no reflection anymore. Keep going. All your commotions, all the runnings is fading because now you are settled in awareness. Just remain aware of the awareness, conscious of the consciousness. Go back, keep going back. Stay synchronized. Feel the consciousness. Feel the awareness. Feel the silence. Feel the existence. That is pure existence. Without thoughts, without ideas, without beliefs. Those things are gone. The whole world is gone. And now you are in the lap of the consciousness. With the help of the consciousness, consciousness supports you. You have become the consciousness. Next 2 minutes, we'll enjoy the synchronized state with the consciousness. Consciousness is that mirror, the pure crystallized mirror, which is 100% perfect. Perfect without greed. Perfect without desires. And it reflects every one of your desires. You compare yourself, what you are now, versus the purity, the divinity hidden within you, the Shivatva, which is within you, or your life events, birth, growth, decay, and death, is all watched by this Shivatva. Shivatva knows everything because Shivatva is the ultimate knowledge. Keval Jnana. only Jnana, nothing else. It is beyond the cycles of birth and death. Death may be poison for us. Shiva drinks that poison and thrives in it. So stay beyond. Stay beyond your cycles of birth and death just by witnessing. Body was the result of your desires. What would you desire for anything for? Nothing is yours, nothing will be yours. So rest in peace. And the Shivatva is watching the consciousness, which is infinite, indestructible, and always in samadhi state, always in dhyan, every single moment, every single second. Consciousness remain rooted in itself, the consciousness. Be the consciousness. Body's gonna go anywhere. Possessions are gonna go anywhere. Die once, now, and never die again. Enjoy your sthit prajna state. Indescribable, but experienceable. Keep the awareness to its highest. Let it rise. Let it rise. And go into the Siddha Akash, the skies of Purnamada state, where all your desires are gone. You had desires because you wanted things. You were incomplete. As a body, as a mind, you are incomplete. When you synchronize with the Shivatva, you are in Purnamada state, totally complete, totally satisfied, totally content. Nothing else is needed. Enjoy a few more minutes with the divinity, staying fully aware. Expand your awareness slowly. Be aware of the body. Be aware of the surroundings. Expand the horizons of your awareness. Bring the Shivatva in your life. Bring the godliness in your life. Remain complete every single day, every single moment, without desires. And all the time worshipping the Almighty Shiva that's within you. Gradually open your eyes, rub your palms, rub your face, and come out slowly.